Today's topic is egg freezing. Recently, there is a popular thing which is going on in a lot of Indian cities where you can call it a new word which you have to understand. Uh, Under medical tourism, it's called global fertility tourism. So, many of the females who have a problem with reproduction and all that are looking towards India, where the concept of egg freezing is being popularized. So, what is this egg freezing is? It's an ART method which is called assisted reproductive technology, where eggs in the egg there's something called oocytes. They are extracted and they are frozen so that its reproductive potential is contained. That is the essence of it. So what it involves is there's something called hyperstimulation of ovaries with hormones, and for every cycle, that hormones will start releasing more than one egg per cycle. So more eggs, more chances of fertilization. That is the logic behind it. So this now when the egg is retrieved and then it is frozen, unutilized, that is process is called vitrification. It's called vitrification, and what happens is it minimizes the ice crystallization formation, like just like your liquid nitrogen. So this is again intersected with the sperm, and that is called in vitro fertilization. And the fertilized embryo is then transplanted into the womb, and there the baby grows. This is the whole process. So it's becoming important because the concept of something called oocyte preservation. This is very important. Oocyte preservation. So you have to keep this in head. So very useful for your prelims as well as for your mains. So just look at it. So they have become hotspots for it. Egg freezing, it's also called ART method, where oocytes are extracted and then frozen. So extraction process first and then freezing method, so that the reproductive age of that egg is contained. So what is the process? It's called hyperstimulation with hormones. More than one egg is being released, and the egg is retrieved and flash frozen, under fertilized in a process. And that process is called vitrification. Very, very important for your prelims. Very, very, very important. And to minimize the ice crystal formation, it is stored in liquid nitrogen to preserve until the donor wishes to opt for pregnancy. That's the highlight point of it. So if they ask you a question on liquid nitrogen, or they might ask you a question on vitrification. So that's very important. Now when the output of the pregnancy, the egg is then thawed, combined with sperm, that's called in vitro fertilization. So the Indian Society for Assisted Reproduction, ISAR, has claimed that there is 10 to 25% rise in egg freezing procedures compared to the years before COVID-19. 25% rise in egg freezing method, that's very high. Now what's the time period? Under assisted reproductive URT methods, eggs can be stored for up to 10 years, after which they are destroyed and donated for research. That's the whole point. The usual cost is a little on the higher side, 1 lakh to 5 lakhs, and it's almost one third with respect to advanced economies, causing India, because the cost is for Indians, it might be high, but with respect to the global scenarios, this is a very, very less cost, and therefore India has become the center for global fertility. So this is very important. Anti-Muller hormones AMH test. The test measures the amount of AMH in the blood sample. In males, AMH is made by the testicles itself, that is the testis, which are glands that make the sperm. And in females, ovaries will make the AMH. So this is very important for your prelims. If you remember that, that's sufficient. So what is our definition of AMH? Anti-Mullerian hormone. In males, it is produced from the testis, while females, it is produced from the ovaries. If you remember that, that is sufficient.